Good day, everybody. Hope y'all having a blessed day. And for those who aren't having a blessed day, I pray that you make it through the day. Um, it may be something that you're that's not a good day, or like just came off to a bad start and stuff, and you're trying to figure out how to like get in the groove. Because sometimes I know like it takes me a minute sometimes to get in the groove, but nowadays I just hop straight into it. One way to always get into the groove and get into the stream of having a good day is starting your day off with a prayer, good music, good gospel music, some good, Thai tribute or something, something to keep you going. But today's devotions is titled "My Heart Condition," and I want to start it first off with a question. You could take a minute and take a second. We could pause all together when I ask this question to think about your response to yourself. Like if you have a notebook and stuff or something that you're writing on inside your notes, you could write it down. But the question is, what is love to you? So you can take a second. If you need to take a second, you think about it. Give you a second to think about it. Okay, cool. I hope y'all pause the video too. But what is love? To me, love is a sacrifice. That's a period, a full stop to that. Love is a sacrifice. Love is unconditional. Love has no boundaries. It has no bounds. That's love. That's love to me. And that's understanding. I understood that as I drew closer and got closer with God, I understood that, hey, this is what love is. Love is actually, it's not just words, but it's also action. Um, so, like I said, the title of the topic is my heart condition. I think a lot of people today, our generation and stuff, we are searching for love, but we're searching for love in the wrong direction. We place the issues of our heart, or we place our hearts in the wrong hands of people. Where we place our heart in the hands of people who are not fully developed and unprepared to manage it. Placing our heart in the hearts of people that cannot manage, who doesn't know how to love. And I think with us as a generation now, um, we try to figure out life with someone else that doesn't know what's going on. So we both are unsure of what's going on. We both are trying to love each other, but we're trying to pull out of a place and pull from a person that's been traumatized, that's been molested or raped or like abused, and we're trying to like pull little pieces of love that we have and give it to the next person to try and go throughout the day, which isn't good. I always think that we should always take time out for ourselves to heal, to take a break, to rest, to recuperate, so that God can restore us and stuff. And all this comes from prayer. Prayer. You're gonna hit a lot by praying, by praying, by praying. And one of the things I want to first get into is relationships. So we're gonna talk about relationships. Um, so a lot of us, want, and a lot of us seek that we need to be in a relationship. And truthfully, not everybody is prepared for a relationship, because you have to know how to love. You have to know how to come from a place of love, because the relationship could end up crashing and burning, you know. And before it gets to that point, my advice to you is to always ask yourself, am I ready? Am I ready for a relationship? Am I fully prepared? Am I fully dressed? Am I fully am I mentally prepared? Am I spiritually prepared to now take on someone else and to show them love with no bound? Because there are things that happen in relationships that tests your love. Yeah, one of the big things I think that people are afraid of when they start pursuing someone is that, hey, They just asked me my girlfriend. They just asked me my boyfriend. And one of the fears that you may have, or that you're already in the midst of a relationship, and one of the fears that you may have is that this person might cheat on me. Oh, maybe this person already cheated on me. One of the questions, my friend was talking about this last night actually, and she asked me. She said, "Hey, like, what's your thoughts on?" Um, I'm trying to word it exactly how she worded it. She said, if someone, if a guy cheated on his girlfriend, or if the girlfriend cheated on her boyfriend, do they still love the person? And my answer was yes. They still love them. They still love them. They still love them. That sounds crazy, right? It sounds crazy, but they still love them. It's the heart condition. It's the condition that they're in. And why I said that is because you were saying, like, someone how could someone say they love this person but then betray them? But then again, Judas betrayed Jesus. Judas loved Jesus. But it's because of a condition that he allowed to be more stronger, or like, it's because of the condition that he allowed to be more stronger that led to him betraying. So what I mean is, the condition that your heart may have is lust. And lust pushes you into a space of where you now cheat on the person that you said you love. And oftentimes when you find people that have a condition on their love, there's a potential outcome of that. The relationship will go through different types of turmoil. It could crash and burn, if I'm being honest with you, because there's a condition out on that person's love. And with that condition being lust, or that condition being gambling, or that condition being fair, or that condition being... So we have to learn to love unconditionally and love without no bound. We have to learn how to love and still hold the person and accept the person for who they are. Now, it's up to you if you want to stay in a position of being with someone that isn't prepared. Me personally, I don't want to be with someone who's unprepared. I don't want to sit at the right hand of someone who's unprepared. You can imagine that. I'm pretty sure that you don't come to work unprepared. You don't come to exam unprepared. You don't come to all these different things unprepared. So why pair yourself with someone who's unprepared? So you should wait. If you love the person, you will wait. And what I mean by, what does waiting look like? Waiting is waiting for them to mature, is waiting for them to realize. And waiting could be long sometimes, especially when you're already there, and now you have to wait for this person to come from here. So waiting could be long. Waiting could be long to wait for someone to mature. But my thoughts on that is that don't place yourself in a relationship as yet with someone if you know that you're not willing to, like, wait right there and then for them. Allow them to go through in order to get out, so that they could understand that, hey, now I understand how to care for you. I understand how to hold your heart. I understand how to listen, how to accurately execute your expectations, your boundaries, and all these different things, how to respect you as a person. You know, when you make me upset, when you say something that could be offensive to me, I don't lash out, because love has no bound. I'ma still love you. You know, we gonna talk about this, but I still love you. That's what love is. Love is a sacrifice. You can imagine that. Like, think of Jesus now, right? Think of Jesus and think of yourself. we go out, we wake up the next day, we go out and we sin, we do something that is not in line with God. I'm not saying that intentionally, but when we're testing and stuff too, like we just, because of the weakness sometimes of our flesh, we end up falling into sin. And he died for that. He died for us. So love is unconditional. We should love how Christ loved. And if that means you loving that person from a distance, or loving that family member from a distance, or loving that friend from a distance, then love. You don't have to keep them in your circle if you're not strong enough to deal with that and you know that it could damage you. And I look back at that, at Judas and stuff, and his condition was money. His condition was, because it's so interesting, you know, because if there's a condition on that love, necessarily it's love, but not to the truest potential as it's supposed to be. It's not to the truest potential where it's supposed to be, because there's a condition there, and the condition can very well overwhelm that love that's supposed to be there, that's supposed to conquer all. So you have to find out what heart condition you have. What's my heart condition? Is my heart condition money? Like I said, it's very well, it may be money, it may be a condition of control, a condition of hurt, trauma from the past, a condition of fear. It could be all type of different conditions, but find out what's your heart condition and what condition your heart is in, so that you can determine whether you could love the person that you're with right now, or you could love the family member that you're with right now. Because if you're a person, family member, friend that is always used to being in control of something, that may very well mess up the reputation between and the dynamic between you and the person, you and your brother, you and your sister, you and your best friend, you and your friend, you and your aunt, you and your mother, because that's the condition that you're in. How do I get rid of this condition? How do I solve this? How do I work this out? Prayer. Repentance, actually. Asking God to remove that, asking God to renew that, asking God to renew your mind, renew your heart, just make you new, a new person, to wash you. That's how you change that. Because if you're still stuck in the condition of lust, the person that you're with can never be enough for you. It's just simple. That's the condition that you're in. And if that condition, the reason that condition is beating you now, because your flesh is weak. You're weak-minded, you're weak-willed. So that's why you're still fighting the urges that you're fighting. That's why you're still battling the issues that you're battling, because the person that is giving you the access to very well walk out on your partner, or walk out on your friends, or walk on your family, it's just feeding into your condition. So today, find out what your condition is that's in your heart. Find out what the condition is that you're dealing with, and pray against it. Pray against it. Pray against your heart condition, and ask God to change my mind, change the way I think of this thing, change the way I perceive this. And if you can't, the person who's dealing with the pain, the hurt, and the confusion of trying to love someone, on the other end of the stick, that is, you're receiving all the bad works and stuff like that, my advice is to love the person from a distance. Love them from a distance. Love has no bound. I'm not telling you to I'm not telling you, me personally, I'm not telling you to stick it in there, stick in there, and just continue to get hurt, continue to get beat, continue to allow that girl to beat you, or continue to allow the guy keep on punch you up. No, I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you, you could still love, but you remove yourself from anything that is hurting you, and that can very well change you over into now applying the condition to your heart, because conditions are contagious. They actually are, because how this person treat me from previous friendships or family situations, stuff like that, can determine how I treat the next person who's coming to me, who I very much might be friends with, who could be the perfect person for me. I could very well treat that person with hate. Now I have a condition on me, because a condition is contagious. It determines on how condition is met when you dealt with any issue that turned you over to a person that you wasn't. A condition is met when you face a situation that changed you from a person that you're not. So that means if you also a person that was loving, that was joyful and stuff, and you had a friend that backstabbed you and stuff, now you don't trust people. Now you're paranoid. Now you don't, and that's a condition now that you have. Conditions are contagious. So be careful of who you surround yourself with. Continue to check your circles and stuff, because there's always a Judas in the midst. There's always a Judas in the midst. I'm not saying hate that person. I'm not saying to hate that person who may be the Judas, or hate. I'm not saying none of that, because love has no bound. Don't allow a condition to be placed on your love. Because, like I said, you still could love the person, but the condition is overwhelming that love. Don't allow a condition to be placed on your love. Love is unconditional. Love has no boundaries. So in all things, love how Christ loved. So y'all have a good day. Y'all have a blessed day. And I pray that y'all are closely knitted and reunited, and y'all run back to your first love, which is Jesus Christ, in order to learn how to love everyone else that's around you. So y'all have a good one. Y'all have a blessed one.